What up, fish people? Kitty E with Danikin Aquatics. Miss Danny's trying to get, she's Miss Perfection, so the tanks weren't exactly topped off to her liking, so she just finished that. That is also why you're probably hearing a severe echo in the phone because the door is probably still open. But while we're waiting for Danny, I'll show you something we did today. Now, I am going to do a full-length video and tell you everything that's in here when I'm later this evening. I'm waiting for the sun to go down so we have no glares or anything, but I will give you guys a little sneak peek of what I did today. So let me get this back up, and we'll put this one on solo while we're waiting for Miss Danny, and I'll show you guys. So what this is our 200 or 110 gallon. So I got it all cleaned up, got all the guppy grass out of there, and then replanted the plants over here from our last weekend of the sale. But more importantly, as you can see by here, this tank is quite drastically down. No more fish in here. It's going to be strictly these beautiful blue dreams. So, show you what we did here.
Except for Lee's killifish.
Cardinal tetras. But there is a happy little school of Cubitai rasboras cruising the tank down. Followed closely behind them, you'll see the CPDs back there just chilling. And then, well, of course, now they're going to hide, but we'll sit here for a moment. They'll come back. Then we've also got our ant and cherry tetras. There's ant and cherry tetras in here. It looks like the ants are hanging out back here. So I wait till everything goes good. I should be able to get some good video of these guys, which is awesome. Anyway, very happy to finally have this tank looking good. Wait here for a second to see if these cherries will come out. These cherries, both the ant tetras and the cherry tetras, and as far as I'm concerned, the Cubitais weren't really getting a fair shake. You can see them. Danielle, we can hear you. You can still talk,
You're like reverbing on that thing.
All right. So Danny's getting on me about that. So let's get rid of this one. And I'll go back to the normal stream. All right. There.
So yeah, there was kind of an echo. It was kind of reverbing when he was talking on it. Don't know why, because
I don't either. I had it muted.
I know. I saw that.
So anyway, let me go through the hellos. Hola, Mr. Steven from Seville. Miss Sage, I hope you're doing well, sister. Good to see you. Stan Pittman, welcome. Uncle Smiley, welcome. Hey, Chew, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. My Fish Tank and Aquatics, Mr. John, good to see you. Night Owl Aquatics, welcome. Ben Sharp, Lake Missoula Aquatics, how are you, sir? Dave-O, welcome. Vibes, hello, sir. Nathan Hoving, welcome. George RB3, welcome. So that's basically what we were doing all day, or I was doing, was getting all these fish swapped around. The 29 gallon is going to be toast in the bathroom. So we're trying to decide if we're going to turn that into the paludarium spot or if we're going to leave it open. We're still in debates on what we're going to do there. But the good news is it is done. Hey, Bubble Off, welcome.
John McKenzie, Regina Phalanges. Hello, hello.
I'm wondering how Dennis is doing.
Mm-hmm. Mickey M says, "You know me, I'd put a pair of Epistos in there too, but that's just me."
Yeah. You know, Mickey M, I've got a cichlid, but I don't think I want to risk anything. Everybody seems to be happy right now. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Hello, Regina. If you're just coming in at the beginning of the stream, I did show this, but no worries. I do plan to do a full-length video tonight on it. So they're probably not going to get fed till I'm done with that. Oh, I see. I got to figure out where I could put this. What did you call it? This scraggly looking thing here? It was that plant that was in the other tank. Wiggle eye or something you call it? Wiligi?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh,
Oh, Windelov. Java Fern Windelov.
is that supposed to be planted?
No, it's an epiphyte, so it needs to be tied to something. Like a rock. Or glued to something. Like a piece of wood.
Huh.
Vibes Aquatic. Kenny, what you drinking?
Iced tea.
From McDonald's. Regina Philandri says, "I don't get hate on 29s except
We
the
don't
horrible wins."
hate them, Regina. It's just we are trying to be disciplined. It's just another tank that needs to be.
Yeah.
And we got a few 20s that we're going to be disassembling. I got the 20 long. I was going to get it out of there, and I'm like, well, no, this will probably be a good one for my Bloody Mary. So I'm going to get the Bloody Marys up in it so I can keep a better eye on them.
Nathan Hovey says, "It's crazy. My entire street, but 6 houses has power. Was told to be the 16th before they get it back."
Wow. Yeah, you guys down there got hit pretty hard.
Vibes Aquatic says, "I thought that cup looked familiar."
Hello, Rachel. So, yes, it felt good to get some fishy stuff done for a change.
Yeah, and like you'll notice that there's not very much movement in the tank behind me. You can see some movement on the bottom. But Ken really cleaned out our stash of Plecos over the last 2 weeks. How many did you take in yesterday?
Another 40 long or regular fin albinos this time.
Wow. Yeah, this tank is like super empty compared to what it usually is.
What's going on, Skip?
So yeah, Kenny's been working hard on the fish tanks. I was working on other things around the house, and then I went shopping. I need some new clothes for work.
I was just asking about him, and there he is.
There
Dennis,
he
I hope
is.
you're doing well. I heard you had quite the fall. Sorry to hear that.
Starting rehab tomorrow. How long do they think you'll have to rehab before you're doing A-okay?
Scotty the Fish Freak, welcome. Chris Pruitt, hello. That is my cousin, my twin.
Mickey M says, "Sometimes it's nice to get rid of fish and restart."
Well, we haven't really gotten rid of any fish yet. We've just been putting them in
Well,
different...
except for these.
Well, yeah, those are just breeders there, Mickey.
So we just all of our tanks that breed plecos, we put the babies in here and let them grow out and do high feeding, lots of cleaning in there. So, and Ken sells out of that tank. That's his fun money. I think he ended up buying a canister filter, though, with the fish that he sold for the tank right behind him.
Yeah, I want to get... We have little Paleotis, longfin Paleotis in here, and when they... I mean, every one of them, matter of fact, here's one if I can get them not to run off. Every one of them had fat little bellies like this guy. See how fat his little belly is?
I'm not sure we can see him.
He went behind there now. But they all have ginormous bellies. But anyway, when they drag those fat little bellies on the ground, they stir up all the detritus or whatever else might be in the.
That's their little noses
But the
stirring
good news
everything
is I
up.
want them to do it once they get the canister in here, because then the canister will be sucking it all into there, and then it's gone forever, which is even better by me. I didn't want to have to put one on here, but I think it's probably best. As it is, I think we're going to start probably water changing this at least twice a week now.
Dennis says it's a minimum of 2 weeks of the rehab. So
Yeah, it sounded
Good, good,
horrendous.
I hope you get back soon and back up to par.
Well, what so sucks about it is Dennis was talking about going to start streaming now.
Yeah,
And then
I'd
that
heard
happened to
that.
him. I mean, literally happened to him the very next day after he announced that.
So Nathan Hovey, how do y'all ship shrimp and fish? Breather bags or regular bags? Ken uses regular bags. And he does really well with using the regular bags.
So all on how you ship them. You got to make sure to put one per bag and more air than water.
Yeah.
Dan's Fish is a guy that does, I think he might even have a video out there of it. If you follow Dan's stuff, him and I are very similar with the way we ship. I learned from John Vahey is who I learned from. But
Chris Pruitt says, Danny, are those cat ears? Yes. I've had cat ears forever. Have you never noticed them before? Stephen P says, I like using long bags and tying knots.
oh, we got Kenny in the chat. What's going on, ABC? Good to see you. What's up, Ed?
So yeah, Ken does a lot of shipping, but also too, like with the shrimp, we try to put something in there that they can climb on, whether it be a little piece of like hornwort, guppy grass. I've even used the like things that your oranges come in, those mesh bags, little pieces of mesh for them to climb on.
Shrimp are just don't seem to stress out as much if they got something to grab with their little hands. It makes them feel like they're secure or what. But hey, Kalish, welcome.
Lurking and cleaning.
Yeah, this week I'm gonna be doing dual work. I'll be working, and oh my God, that's what I wanted right there.
Ken, nobody can see what you're talking about.
I know. I'm gonna do a video. I promise. Tonight, guys. As soon as these lights are all off, I'm doing a video. But these Kubitai in this tank, it's like, mwah.
They're like lime green. Yeah. It's so fun to have a lime green fish.
And what's really neat too is all the pencil fish now are real happy, and they're out and about swimming like schooling fish now, hanging with the schools.
They're so cute.
Unfortunately, the Zaco platypus that were in here took out most of my little guys. Those jerks. God rest their souls. Yeah, these Kubitais are. I've been literally geeking out on this tank for going on almost 4 hours now.
Yeah, Nathan, that sounds like a good way to do it. Dennis Christensen says, "Hello, hello to all I missed, and thank you for your well wishes." Yes, that's awesome. And Stephen P says, "Good luck, Dennis, and keep us updated."
Yeah, I felt so bad for that guy.
Yeah. So yeah, Ken sold all his baby. These guys.
No, I didn't.
Well, not all babies, but yeah, the
There's
big ones.
probably 8 more in there right now.
Sellable size or just babies?
Get 2 sellable size, but there's 8 or
Good.
9 more in there.
Yep. Well, he found some more leopard frog babies in the leopard frog tank.
And the exciting news of the week is I think I have an L82 on eggs down there fanning.
Yeah.
We'll see in a few days. I don't want to mess with them. Most people would probably be trying to pull the eggs. I try not to the first couple. Shady Grady, what's going on?
Yep. So no boat this weekend. We just
Yeah, you.
hung around the house.
we worked the whole weekend around here.
Well, especially since tomorrow is our 35th wedding anniversary.
Yeah, we should have went somewhere this weekend, probably.
But hey, we got fishy stuff done, so that's good. Ooh, Victor C says there's a full moon October 17th, the hunter moon, the brightest moon of the year. Wonder if it'll do anything to the fishies.
Thanks, Stephen. Well, hopefully a nice full moon means I get them. I'm in the mood for love whenever you're
Where did he go? He just starts singing and wanders off. You're such a weirdo, Kenny.
Why?
Because you're just singing, then wander off.
I'm not sure, but I bet you that's got to do with that ADD stuff again, maybe.
I don't know. Mickey M says, I once had a checkerboard pair plus 10 boraras and 15 kupatai and 15 red shrimps and mystery snails and a medium-sized apisto in a 15-gallon heavily planted. It was actually working great.
I think my biggest deal right now, Mickey, is that the Kubatai are schooling and they're hanging in the front. All of the tetras are out and about. They don't feel threatened at all. Even the little bitty CPDs are just cruising the tank like they own it.
Even the CPDs are out. Like usually every tank we've ever put CPDs in, they hide. In that tank, they're not hiding. They're swimming out in the front like it's no big deal.
And then we had one from what my nano tank from like 4 years ago. I had one little amber tetra left who's been hanging with these cherry tetras all for about the last year. And when he got put in here, he immediately went away from the cherry tetras and started hanging with the kubatais. Once in a while, when you're watching it, you'll see a bright orange in there. Ooh, there's one of the ant tetras all flared up. Ooh, I cannot wait to shoot this tank. I'm actually excited to be shooting something again.
Shady
I am going to start doing more
Kenneth?
videos for you guys. What?
I've tried to say this twice. Shh. Shady Grady says, I wonder what Kenny bought Danny for their wedding anniversary.
I can tell you what I was told I
Not-
couldn't do.
I was just going to say, it's easier to say what he's not going to buy because I put the on it.
Danny's got right now 3 different rings that I bought her that are. She's probably got 4 carats of diamonds by now, just in her damaged ring thing in her bedroom.
Bless you.
Did you notice I covered so no one
Yes.
overspray my?
Chattanooga says I have to go outside and cover the tubs. And Nathan Hovey says another boat. LOL. Nope, not another boat. No, he was gonna buy me. He wanted to buy me another ring, and I said, Ken, I just need to wait until they have that sale thing go on at the jewelers that we're going to go to. Once a year, they have this thing where you bring in your diamonds and then they'll reconfigure you a ring. That's what I'm going to do with all the broken rings that I have. So I just need to wait for that. So, yeah, we decided we weren't going to go anywhere or really do anything for our anniversary this year.
I didn't. You did.
You did.
I've been saying for weeks, let's go to the coast. Let's go here.
Hoved Aquatics says, just got on LOL. This tank is a monster.
Well, you should have some fun with that, I would bet. 55 by 30 by 30. That is pretty cool little platform. 220. What up, Jeff?
No, Nathan, no. Says I say he gets to walk around and be Stuart for a full day of his choosing. Yeah. You know what? Yes, he can do that. He can absolutely do that any day he chooses. I will just leave the house. But he can be Stuart all he wants.
Negative. No salt water, Rachel. Because I already know us and our heads. And if I convert just one to salt water, then her and I will get hooked on salt water. And the next thing you know, we got 200 tanks. No thanks.
No.
It's already hard enough getting the tanks down as it is.
Life Lessons Crew says, no, let me do it. Oh, Scarlet Baddis, they're a gorgeous little fish with a humongous, gigantic attitude for such a teeny tiny little fish. But they like to hide most of the time, and they're just not a fish I'm interested in.
When they're not hiding, they're out killing their tank mates.
Yeah. They're just not nice. Victor C says, Danny, October 14th is National Desert Day. Or Dessert Day. Desert. No, it's desert. I prefer dessert. I did, though. I did that to poor Kenny last night. I was on my way home from my friend's house, and I call him and I said, "Hey, I'm going to be stopping at Safeway. Is there anything you want me to pick you up?" He goes, "What are you stopping there for? It's 10 o'clock at night." I said, "I'm going to get a cupcake." So he says, "I would go for a piece of carrot cake." He said, "But don't forget to grab a gallon of milk." Because Ken likes to take cake, put it in a bowl, and dump milk all over the top of it. That's the way he eats his cake. Foxy Fishes is putting Steelers hearts all across the.
Good to see you, Roxanne. I did show your happy little Kubatais at the beginning, Roxanne.
Yes, he did.
They're behind me, so maybe you will get to see them in their schooling glory as they run down the other side of the tank. That's all they've been doing since I've set them free in here. Is they're like, "I got freedom!"
And then all the Cardinals go down, and then all the Kubatais will come running back this way.
Here they come.
Nope. Yep.
That's
No.
like a combined school. See, I'm waiting for the day when every fish in here schools in one ginormous bait ball. That will be awesome.
The proper name of those fancy blue guppies are the Hawaiian blue mousecows, right?
Yep. Who was asking that?
Shady Grace says, "Kenny, my blue guppies and long-fin albino plecos are breeding like crazy. What is the proper name of those fancy blue guppies again?"
Those are Hawaiian blue Moscows. Unless you got the Schubel greens.
3G says, "Milk on cake. I'm taking my like back for 10 minutes." Foxy Fishes says, "Well, let's not call it a bait ball, Kenny." He's used to watching those videos of orca whales or
What'd you do? You obviously knocked your camera loose.
Sorry, my browser lost connection to my camera. Well, I've never had this happen. I kind of like this. Can you hear me, Kenny?
Yeah, I can hear you. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to
I
figure
can't
out
hear
to plug
you.
it back in.
Interesting. Okay.
There you are.
There. Can you
We
hear me?
hear you. Yes.
I can't hear you. Okay,
What?
I'm gonna have to leave studio and come back in. Leave studio. Leave.
Life with Daniela. All right.
There. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Dang it. I don't know what happened.
So you're not hearing me at all?
Okay. I think I can hear you now. Say
Can
something.
you hear me?
Yes. Beautiful.
I swear we should just have you bleach it blonde again.
What? I'm just not used to all this stuff. Never had that happen before, where it just became a black talking box. That sounds wrong on so many levels.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
So
Scuba
Cichlid
guys
there.
never stop swimming. It's almost as though they're. What is it? It's almost as if they're ish to swim around like they probably would do in nature, having other fish to avoid. Well, the thing that's cool how I know they're really happy is they'll break away from their little schools and go in their own little directions and aren't even threatened the least bit. And like Danny said, this is the first time we've ever had CPDs actually out hanging around the tank. So it's kind of nice to see them too.
So Cichlid Therapy wants to know, do you think King and Queen cichlids will ever make a comeback?
I can tell you what I wish he would, but I don't think he will. He is really down the photography hole now. And he's really, and if you all know Scott as much as everybody should, you should know his first love is photography. So he's living his dream. He's chasing his thing. I mean, I personally, for myself, would love to see him come back. If nothing else, just to do episodes of Fish Heads with me. I had so much fun doing that show with him.
Yeah, that was fun.
Big Steve, welcome. And welcome to the chat to you there, Cichlid Therapy. Have a good night there, Mickey. Thanks for staying up just to watch us. I appreciate you.
Yeah. So Sky the Fish Freak says, that Cichlid Therapy, I think so. I keep seeing hints of it. I'm determined to get him back to the Keystone Clash. Dennis says, no, Scotty. Nurses keep walking in and out. Cichlid Therapy. Fish Heads was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was. It was.
Actually, Cichlid Therapy, she's Danny, I'm Ken. The Dan is for Danny.
Yep. I want him to come back and do his Mr.
It's
Rogers.
a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Sage says, I'm hoping you can come to Wevis next Sunday.
Sage, I for sure will be there. I don't know if we both will be yet or not, because that way if I come, I want to be able to go and enjoy the whole auction. I always have to leave right when the good stuff's coming up. But I'm planning on being there for sure.
Yeah, he's been talking about it for a few weeks. But Ken was incident free today. I handed him a 4-inch or 3.5-inch, well, it's a 4-inch razor blade today. Somebody laughed at me the other day when I said that I had bleed stop here.
You had to what?
I have bleed stop here for you. So that if you ever cut yourself again, I can smack on some bleed stop so that it'll clot your blood. Sage says, cool, looking forward to it. You going down to Wevis?
Yeah, I like making my rounds. I go to the taco shack, eat me a good lunch, then I go across and see Andrew and Ashley, and then I go over to Wuppus. Willamette Valley Aquarium Society.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics. Jeff's laughing.
I do a stream on 9 a.m. Monday or Sunday mornings for member stream as well. Cichlid Therapy. We used to go Fridays and Saturdays, but we've determined that Sunday's plenty enough.
Yep.
And I went to another we had a football stream for our other channel, and unfortunately that is probably going to be not happening anymore because it's a stream I have to be able to let people up so we could actually do the group talk. And StreamYard has taken my ability away from me being able to do that. They've priced themselves out to where it doesn't make sense for me to do it.
Yeah, it's a stream with no money income, and they want to charge $200 a month for that service. It's like, no,
Yep, think not.
it's not.
So all this pretty Daniken stuff down here is going to be gone, and all the discus love that I have on the back of me here will not be there when we start streaming from YouTube.
It'll just be us. We'll be really simple and plain. Jeff Kane says, well, we can't have Kenny bleed out on us now, can we? No. No, we cannot. I have it on here at the house, and I have some on the boat, too. I don't even think he knew I had it. Big Steve's glass box says, yeah, Dennis, you've been on all of our minds. Lots of hopes and prayers. So true. But yeah, a lot of times the Sunday morning stream, sometimes like this morning, everybody was watching Ken disassemble that whole tank behind him.
Boots and Cash says, well, I'm only here for the background graphics. Hello, Jenna.
Dennis Christensen, not sure if you heard, but Keystone Clash Senior Admin Committee unanimously voted to cover your auction purchases for you. It is the least we can do for you, sir. Aw. Poor guy. So yeah, a lot of times, like on the Sunday member streams, Ken, like today, he did all the work that he was doing on that tank behind him, and what his plans were for that, and walking around showing what he was doing. And then sometimes it's like on some days we're out on the boat and we're fishing and catching stuff out on the river. So you never know what you're going to get with that stream.
Or it might just be a boring stream, me sitting in a foreign place. It's a few of my member streams I did for moms and dads up north there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then we've been camping when we had to do a live stream.
Nice, man.
Eat a pizza and just finished watching the Texas Patriots game from earlier.
Well, I know you're having a good time then, Zen, because that was an absolute brutal beating.
Is that a good thing?
You know, the Texans destroyed the Patriots.
Oh, really? So do you think George is going tonight? Looks like he is. He's scheduled for 7 p.m. So he'll be going later. The title of it is, Am I Live? That's funny. Skipper's Aquarium says, at Nathan Hovey, check your phone. I don't know what that's about, but he must have sent you something.
Who?
Skippers to Nathan Hovey.
Oh.
So then, I can't believe we're this empty on baby plecos right now.
We're not actually, if you think about it. I've got a take upstairs crammed full of long fins I need to bring down. And I've got a bunch in the super red tank again, too.
Really? The one big clutch of super reds that I saved, none of them really made it. Are there any
Well,
left
there's
in
3
that
of them
tank?
in there.
There's 3 of them in there. Just
But I
a
can
couple
see, I
made it.
think what's going on, they're all underneath that Swasser tank. Is
So
what's going on.
Swasser tank. Window liquor number 5. Hi, Danikin. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, Thanksgiving is up in Canada right now. I never knew that.
Thanksgiving, I was at my dad's and we just got back. That sounds so like fun. Yeah. Thanksgiving's happening for us next month.
Griffin Fishing Exotics. What's going on, Griff? Good to see you, man.
What is up? It's been a long time. So you got anything going on soon? Are you streaming at all anymore?
Last time I talked to him, he's busy with work, and I understand that, man. My new job's been definitely taking all of my energy.
I don't see anything.
Oh, don't let me forget tomorrow night. Or no, the 28th. That's right. I got to be on Fishy Biz's turkey stream.
Oh, are you raising turkey money for the?
We
For
will be
kids.
raising some turkey money for those kids, the less fortunate families that, you know, he's already, in my opinion, a hell of an awesome dude. He teaches kids. That's all he does for a living is helps kids. Then he did the fish tank things for the kids, you know. And now, you know, he does this thing with the turkeys, and then he does hams at Christmas time for the kids and the families.
Yeah.
So you guys mark that. I think it's the Monday, the 28th.
Big Steve's glass box says, has he started taking donations yet?
That I do not know, Steve. I don't know if he's just doing it all that night. I would check his channel. If one of my mods could drop Fishy Business channel or Fish Fam links, because then it will actually have everything he's doing, because they do the research.
Hang on a second. It's driving me nuts.
What? What was it?
Ah.
What was it?
It was this air pump.
Oh, I forgot to unplug it from when I was bagging fish.
It's like,
Well,
that
a good thing that
noise.
didn't start a fire somewhere.
Oh gosh, that's just the noise of it was driving me insane. It was getting louder and louder. M&C Aquatics, hello.
Good to see you, M&C.
Jenna P says, I believe that he has started collecting donations.
There's the link for him, so you guys can go there. I'm sure they've got it somewhere on Fish Fam link.
Yep, the Zen Ginger, she posted it. Thank you so much. The Fishy Biz links. Yeah, I was doing donations this week and sent some donations out to those people from Hurricane Helene that are still having issues. And then I was like watching, I saw Red Cross's like, hey, come volunteer to be a Red Cross volunteer, you know? And I was thinking, oh, I'm so tempted to do that. I can't do it right now because of the work situation, but that would be good to be able to do.
Yeah, go down. You could volunteer all day, and I'll go work in my normal office down there.
Yeah, you could. Seville Steve says, when do you start getting freezing temps there? February.
Yeah, here we don't get a lot of the freezing too much. Through the winter, it's usually nighttime lows at high 30s to mid 40s, and then daytime temps are 50 to 60.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless the east wind's blowing, then it gets drastically turned and we get the Arctic tundra in here. And we have had weeks where it's like
cold.
Very highest that it is 10 to 15 degrees, and
yeah.
Then I'm in trouble. I got to go and crank all the heat up in this place, because if I don't, I'll be popping circuits left and right. And I have to insulate the heck out of the tanks.
We're already popping circuits, and it hasn't even gotten cold. That's one other reason we've kind of stepped up the game to try to reduce the number of tanks that we have. So,
not to mention the upkeep is the biggest issue right now with both of us working, and it's been really tough to keep up with. It was definitely tough keeping up with almost 90. Now we at least got it down to the 60, so it's getting a little easier, but I would sure like it to be at about 20 to 25 more tanks easier.
Yeah. So Al Wet Sock says our Thanksgiving is tomorrow in Canada. And then Window Liquor says no. Window Liquor number 5 says yes, 3-day weekend. Al, whoop whoop. I really needed one.
What's going on, Al Wet Socks? Good to see you. I thought that's who he's referring to.
Yeah. He came in, said our Thanksgiving's tomorrow.
Rough Riders!
Yep, I'm super excited. I can't wait to have our Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday of the year.
Yeah, we don't get them very often here, snow and ice. But when we do, this town's not really set up for it, so it shuts the whole town down.
It does.
But I won't be stressing about that myself.
Says, do you guys have a holiday on Monday for Columbus Day? I do not. And I usually get all the holidays off. I think my next was
Thanksgiving.
No, November 11th, Veterans Day.
Oh, I should have known that one. Yeah, I think I should be allowed a 4-day weekend for that.
Chattanooga says we have a big storm coming in. That's not good. Again. Stephen P says, I'm off work technically, but I have some work to do anyway.
Zen, my daughter is a Christmas movie fanatic. Trust me, you know all about Hallmark.
Even my mother will watch all the Hallmark Christmas shows.
My mom's the same way too. Well, that's interesting. Seville Steve says Columbus is buried here in Seville in a cathedral.
Huh. So interesting thing happened. My daughter took her dog into the vet this week because the poor dog was like coughing and hacking and just being miserable. Just couldn't seem to quit trying to cough something up. So she took the dog into the vet and said, I think she must have swallowed something. And then the dog started doing the thing. And so, like, she's been doing this for, like, she always does this, but it's gotten really bad the last couple of days. And so they looked down her throat and everything. They couldn't see anything. So they decided to take the dog and get some x-rays done. Now, my daughter had found this dog on a couple of different occasions. It had gotten loose out of the owner's yard and everything, and she found it in the middle of the street on 2 different occasions. And finally, the last time that she'd found the dog, they said, if you find her again, you can just keep her. So Heather called when she found the dog again. She said, hey, were you serious? Can I just keep the dog? They're like, yeah. So she went over to pit. They wanted to give her some stuff. And she went over there, and this guy that was part owner of the dog or whatever just starts throwing all this stuff at my daughter. He says, I can't stand the dog. Take her. And the dog was cowering and, like, trying to hide and everything. So Heather knew right away this guy had been not being good to the dog at all. So anyway, she's at the vet, and they take the x-rays, and they found a bullet lodged next to her lung, or in her lung, part of her lung, but everything had grown over it. But apparently it was irritating her enough that she was trying to hack it up. And she was so devastated that this dog has a bullet in her. It's just the saddest thing ever. Now, Heather knew that the dog had been being abused, but and she's very sensitive to anybody trying to grab her collar. Like, she'll try to bite if somebody goes and tries to just grab her by the collar. And anyway, so poor little Heather, here's this dog, but they said they cannot go in and remove it because it's in a place that it's just too dangerous, and it would cause less harm to leave it than it would be to try to remove it. And they said it's been there so long that it's not going anywhere because all the stuff has grown around it to hold it in place. But yeah, it was so sad. So she's like,
makes me want to, next time I'm up there visiting her, bring my jet black ninja suit and my ninja gear and get that guy an ass beaten, to be honest.
Yeah, but at least she's got this really good home now, and she's absolutely adored. They love this dog, and she's been super good, and she's just playful, and she's really taken a liking to Clay, which is Heather's roommate, and she follows him everywhere. She's always sleeping next to him in his room, and she just really dotes on Clay, and so that's super cute.
And Arrow, the new dog, was supposed to be Ricky's,
or Heather's, but it's Ricky's.
Heather's, but yeah, he likes Ricky. So now I'm sure Heather's going to be getting another.
Heather's on the lookout for a husky that she can call her own, and hopefully one that will bond with her. The problem right now is that she's working so many hours, she's not getting a chance to bond with any of the dogs.
What's going on, Whip? Good to see you, mister.
Yeah, Whip, hello. What is Ed talking about? I don't know what it is, Bixby. It's like a little plastic container you'd put macaroni in.
With Ed, it's hard to say. I found a thing with your name on it.
Oh, it says I'm going to the fish room to look at it and see what it says. Okay, that you put macaroni in. Oh, it says zebra isopods. Yeah, you need to feed those. How long have you had them, Ed?
I have never heard. I've never used those for feeding fish though. Those are more like for
They're for like paludariums and terrariums. You put them in the
they,
soil to
and they
help
keep the soil nice and.
clean and yeah.
I mean, I
feed
look
an
at it. They call them all these. They're potato bugs. That's what I grew up knowing them as. It's a potato bug, right?
Which Heather has an absolute aversion to potato bugs and slugs. So, do you feed isopods? Let's see. What? Okay, so high protein pellets, you can feed them, soft fruits, vegetables, occasional treats such as decomposing feeders. I don't know what those are. Fallen leaves and deadwood in vivariums. Small quantities of vegetables and fruits like carrots, zucchini, sweet potatoes, apples. Ensure that the foods are washed and peeled to avoid pesticides. So you can put a little bit of those inside that container of isopods to feed them. Big Steve, do you want me to mail these to you? And are they from me? Did I give you some at the clash?
My guess is he probably got them from.
Yes, Windowlicker. I don't know what happened to Heather. I don't know why she's so scared of slugs and snails, and I don't know why she's scared of potato bugs. They're two very funny things to not like. So Ed's had these creatures and he doesn't know what to do with them.
Well, if you don't want to take care of them, Ed, I'm sure they would live just fine in your soil in your garden out there.
Yep. Oh, Chattanooga's Ed says, I'll mail them to Whip. Should I add water to this thing? We don't want them to drown, Ed, but maybe a little spritz. I don't know. I don't know how you take care of isopods. I am not an expert. Kenny, you got 1 minute.
Because you're gabbing.
I know. Sorry. I'm all interested in the isopod crisis.
So we'll all head over to George, RB3. I'll get the link up unless, well, we got some good mods in here, so I may not beat them, but we'll see who wins. I am fish. Or I am live, I guess it says.
Yeah. Ed says, I'm going to put some water in there and some duckweed. Not much. Just make it damp. You don't want them to drown.
Mm-hmm.
What Socks says, is Heather the one that asked what the crunching when you walk in the fish room and you told her snails? I said yes. Yes.
Thank you, Zen. She already posted it. All right, guys. So we'll head on over to George. We'll go hashtag 110. Since that's all I wanted to talk about tonight.
Well, that's a good
But
idea.
I plan on feeding fish right now, except for these guys, and I'm going to get these lights off, and I plan to get that video done before I go to bed tonight.
Thank you.
All right, guys. As always, love your fish. It's going to be Kenny and Danny heading out for another Sunday night. We'll see you next Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Have a good night. Thanks all for everybody.